Good evening and welcome to the National Indoor Arena and to our second semi-final in this 1993 season of Gladiators. Within the next hour, we shall find out which female and which male contender will go through to our grand final next week.
And all of them will be guaranteed to be amongst the prizes, and maybe even a chance of winning the top prize of £5,000, and then being flown to America to appear on the Gladiators there. Auga!
Well, that's bound to be exhausting work, so we think they deserve a little holiday, and what a holiday we've got lined up. They will fly off with their partner to a holiday of a lifetime on that fabulous island of Barbados. So let's meet our female semi-finalists. They are Georgina Berger
and Helen Williams.
Hi, Georgina. Now, not only are you our youngest semi-finalist, but you're our youngest contender at only 19. Now, fitness has always been part of your life, hasn't it? And it still is.
Yes, that's right. I've always done a great deal of sport all my life, and I've carried that through. I'm now a fitness instructor, and I live in Bournemouth.
Ooh. One or two people from Bournemouth here. Now, you've done all sorts of different sports, including boxing. How did you find boxing?
Oh yes, it's really good. Obviously it helps with aggression a lot, and I try and do as many things as possible to help with overall fitness for triathlons, which I'm just getting into. So.
Now tonight, of course, you're fighting for a place in the final. I'm sure you're very excited about it. You feeling a bit nervous at all?
Yeah, extremely very nervous, but it should be good fun. See how I go.
Well, I hope you have a bit of fun, even if the worst happens. Best of luck to Georgina Berger.
Now, Helen, you're our powerlifting champion. You've seen off some fierce, tough opposition. Did you ever have any doubts about yourself?
Well, when I started, I wasn't really all that confident on how I'd get on. But I've had so much support from my family, some of whom are here today, and from friends who are here, and friends I've made backstage. Everyone's backed me up, so now I'm feeling more and more confident.
Well, I've got to ask you, is it good fun or is it hard work?
Well, again, it started off as good fun, bit of a laugh, and it's getting more and more intense, but I've decided today I'm just going to have fun.
And win?
Do my best.
Off you go. Helen Williams.
Let's meet the guys. They are Steve Quick
and Brian Ward.
Hi, Steve.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Not too bad, thanks.
Good. Now, we know you're a physical training instructor at Her Majesty's Prison. Which one?
Yeah. HMP Elmley, which is on the Isle of Sheppey, down in Kent.
Oh, lovely. Lovely part of the world. Now, how have the boys taken to you being on Gladiators? Have you been getting any stick?
Well, you do get a bit of stick, but mostly encouragement. They want to come up here and see me do the do up here.
Will they be watching you tonight?
Definitely, yes. It goes out about 6 o'clock in the evening on Saturday, so they'll be sat on their landings watching the TV.
Oh, goodness. Now, I know you've also been in the Royal Marines.
Yeah.
Any experience that you can draw upon from that would help you tonight?
Definitely on the Eliminator. The assault course is sort of set to the service people, so hopefully that's going to get me across that.
Well, that sounds like a very confident man. Steve Quick!
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Now, Brian, you're our RAF technician. Now, a few months ago, you won the triathlon. Can you tell us and explain to us what is the triathlon?
It's 3 sports, John, put together. It's a swim first, and then a bicycle ride and a run. They're all various distances, right up to the Ironman. Haven't done an Ironman yet.
Hard work?
Very hard work, yeah.
So I've got to ask you, which is harder, the Gladiator events or the triathlon?
Definitely the Gladiator events. There's so many of them, and you use so many different muscles, it sort of wears you out.
Now then, earlier on you said that the most relaxing thing you do is your work. Where would you rather be now? Back home working or here?
Right here, John, doing what I like doing best.
Well, I'll ask you the same question later on. Off you go. Cheers. Brian Ward.
Well, hopefully our girls should be ready for their first event, which is Atmospheres, so I'll hand you over to John Sachs.
Thanks, Ulrika. Well, it's crunch time. Georgina loads up into a wheel of steel. Last time in Atmospheres, she failed to get on the score sheet. Time before that, picked up 9 points. And there's a little gladiator of the future. Good girl, checking her equipment. Safety always a first priority on gladiators. This is Helen's debut in Atmospheres, so the advantage with Georgina, who at least knows what lies ahead. Our gladiators will be Falcon, who lists Atmospheres as one of her favourite events, and Zodiac. A lot of people have been writing in to ask what star sign she is. I can tell you, she's a Scorpio.
Check. Pod number 1 for smoke. Pod number 2. Pod number 3. Pod number 4. Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Thunderbolts are go. And there's Zodiac trundling towards Helen. Ouch! Ba-boom! And Georgina breaks away on 2 for 3 points. Yes, gets it. Helen on 1. Evens the score. Oh, slam bam. Here comes Georgina. Up on 2. Gets the goal. And it's Helen. With a gladiator in hot pursuit. And she gets it on the pod for 3 points. Georgina. Moves it up there. There's the smoke. Confirms the goal. And we're running out of time. Up on 3. Gets the goal. Just before the whistle. Good debut by Helen. Picked up 6 points. Let's see how she enjoyed it. Over to you, Fash.
Well, Helen, a tough one to start, eh?
Yeah, very tough. It's the first time I've done this in competition. Doesn't have to go quickly that minute. Still, I think I got a couple, so...
Well, you got 6 points, Helen. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, Georgina, it has to be said, last time you did Atmospheres, it was a disaster. This time, you scored 12.
And scores after our first event. Georgina 12, Helen 6. And there's prison officer Steve. Last time we slammed him in the cage, he scored 6 points. And Brian, like Helen, untried in this event.
So Brian and Stephen are in their Atmospheres for the clash of the Titans. And they're going to be up against Cobra! And the man we love to hate, the Wolfman!
Contenders, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
Let's rock and roll. Oh, ba-boom. It's like the supermarket car park on a Saturday morning down there. Brian first to make a break on 4, misses. Steve on 3, misses. Here comes Brian on 4. And this time he gets the goal. Keeps his momentum. Carries over 1 for another goal. And Cobra marking Steve out of the pods and out of the points. And what I want to know is, where is Wolf? There's Brian. Eats it on to 2. And Wolf is nowhere near his man. Oh! Takes a tumble. Steve took a nasty tumble there, but picks up some points there on pod 2. There's Brian. Coming up on pod 3, he's got a free run at it. He gets it. 3 more points. There's the whistle. Brian picks up 12 points. But where was Wolf? Perhaps we should keep him locked in that cage. Cobra did a good job on Steve. Just the 1 goal. Uli's with him now.
Steve, atmosphere isn't really a good one. Looking back at your record, no points the first time, 6 points the second time. This time, 3 points. Well done.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I just missed it on the first one. I was there, I had my chance, and I just didn't hit it on the middle, and from there on, I think it was Cobra. He was stuck to my rear end like a...
Absolutely, all credit to Cobra. But never mind, 3 points, not too bad.
That'll do, thanks a lot.
Let's hear it for Steve.
Well, Brian, the first clash against the Wolf, you went down. I thought you were injured for a minute. Did you think you were going to do so well?
No, I just got up and kept running, John.
Well, you got a few pods, let me tell you. 12 points!
Gennaro!
Well done.
There's Brian's wife, Michelle, and Wolf, with his wheels partner, Cobra. Oh! Pushes him. Good team spirit there. Cobra says, where's my agent?
It's meant to be a team now.
Oh, but you know our Wolfie, he never did play by the Queensbury rules.
Bad sportsman. Very bad sportsman.
Whoa! Mind you, steady as that camera's been all night. The great thing about Wolf, grannies, small children, cheerleaders, everyone gets the same treatment. After our first event, Brian 12, Steve 3.
And first up in Gauntlet, it's Georgina. And she's going to be facing the power of Panther, Scorpio, and Lightning. Over to John Anderson.
Contender, ready! Gladiators, ready! 3, 2, 1.
In the quarter-final, she turned in 7 seconds, goes straight past Panther. And there she helps on to Scorpio. Lightning putting up a fight, but she pushes her out the way, and a good time. That's fast, 10 seconds.
Georgie, great news. 10 seconds.
Okay. It's good, yeah. Brilliant game, that is.
I know you've had to go 2 times before already, so you're quite used to it. No problems getting through Panther at all, but the other 2 caused a bit of trouble at the end there.
Yeah, it seemed to be a bit closer together, and I think it stops the running of it, but no problem.
Well, we'll wait and see how much you picked up when Helen's had a run through. So let's hear it for Georgina. And next up in Gauntlet, it's Helen. Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
Helen's never run the gauntlet before, but being a powerlifter, you've got to fancy her chances. And look at that, making short work of Scorpio. Straight into Lightning, and she's through, 10 seconds. Well, it'll be down to that mysterious man who stands behind John Anderson all the time, Andrew the timekeeper. Here's Uli to break the news with the official results.
Well, Helen, took a bit of time for me to get to you. The reason for that was that Georgina made it in 10.6 seconds. You made it in 10.08 seconds.
Whoa, yes! I needed that. I needed that.
So you picked up your 10 points. You look very delighted about that.
I am. Thank goodness for that. That should have been my event, so it's a relief to have got through it.
Well done, Helen.
Thank you.
The scores after 2 events, Georgina 17, Helen 16. Over to the men.
And first up, it's Steve. And he's going to be facing the power of Trojan, Hunter, and Warrior.
Rather him than me.
Over to John Anderson.
3.
There's Phil Norman, come to check out the opposition. The winner of this meets him in the final. Steve last time ran in 19 on the rebound off Trojan and tries to ram-raid his way through Hunter. 21 Stoner Warrior, arm to the teeth, but it's a fast time if he can get across. 13 seconds. And his dad Lloyd delighted.
Well, Steve, had a bit of trouble with that one.
Yep, they pushed me back there once, and the thing is, you've got to get up and keep going again, haven't you?
I seem to remember you being quite good at this one.
I've gone through, I think, quicker than I did tonight. What was the time?
Well, Unlucky for some, 13.
Not too bad, I suppose. Not too bad.
So we'll wait and see what your points are. Let's hear it for Steve. Next up, ready for Gauntlet, it's Brian.
Brian new to Gauntlet, but he'll know all about it after this.
Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
13 seconds to beat, and Trojan serving up a portion of Ramrod. Hunter with the second course. And no point in saying you're full up. Warrior insists you eat some more. Warrior pinning Brian to the wall there. He's going to need a new hat after this, if not a new head. It's 18 seconds.
Brian, I must say you look rather shocked coming out of there.
I was amazed I got out.
It looked at one stage when you were faced with Warrior that you weren't actually going to get out.
No, he's a big fella. He's about 10 stone on me, so it took a bit of lifting him off to get out.
Well, I've got to tell you, your time was 18 seconds, so you pick up 5 points.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Let's hear it for our gladiators. Warrior, Trojan and Hunter.
You know.
So after 2 events, Brian's on 17, Steve 13. Event 3 is Joust.
So up on her sky bike, waiting to do battle, is Georgina.
And Georgina gets the first ride on the sky bike.
And she's going to be facing the deadly Nightshade.
Well, let's compare the stats. And Georgina giving away 8 inches and nearly 2 stone to Deadly Nightshade.
3, 2, 1.
30 seconds to ride the tide and go with the flow. And nothing to hang on to up there except their combat clubs. Oh, to the body. And working high, working low. And Georgina must be pleased she's wearing that helmet. Most of the traffic directed at her head at the moment. Nightshade consistent with that combat club. And Georgina must be relieved that's over. She looks shell-shocked.
Well, Georgina, you were taking one heck of a battering up there. What was going on?
I know. I absolutely hate this thing. I've never been good at horse riding. No, I don't like it. It's very hard to stay on there. You have to really grip really hard with your inside legs and your feet. And it's something that you have to get the hang of. And I just can't yet.
Well, you stayed on. You got your 5 points anyway. Well done, Georgina.
That's what I wanted. Thank you.
Well done. And second to ride her sky bike is Helen.
Helen's first time on the Joust, a medical representative. Let's hope she doesn't need to sample her own product after this. Same weight as Nightshade, but giving away 6 inches in height.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, some big bombs coming down on both sides. And Helen, not quite sure where these are coming from. Like medieval jousters of old, knocking the stuffing out of each other. Luckily, they're combat clubs and not maces. Oh, take that. There's the whistle. She scores her 5 points and looks like she enjoyed that. And so did Nightshade. And so did Helen's brother, Richard. After 3 events, Georgina 22, Helen 21. It's over to Uli now for an announcement.
Well, Steve, I seem to be fated with these rather sad moments in Gladiators. You've just told us of your decision to drop out after the second event.
Yeah.
Could you just let us in on why it is?
Well, I've been suffering from a virus from the last 48 hours, and it's just taken so much out of my body. I thought I'd come down, give it a shot, the first couple of events, and see how I feel. But I mean, it feels like there's no fuel in the engine, and I know I can't go on and give it. I'm not even near 60–70% at the moment, so there's no point in carrying on. I might as well let the guy who's the reserve, who's 100% fit, come in and give it his best shot.
Well, in fact, it's a very, very difficult decision for you to make, so I know that this is obviously your very final decision, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say it's been great having you on the show. I didn't realise you were ill, because you were doing quite well, just a couple of points behind, and wish you the very best of luck.
Oh, thanks a lot, Ulrika, but I'd like to say thanks a lot to everyone, all the contenders, the gladiators, and especially the crowd, and my fans that have had to travel all the way, the length and breadth of the country from Cornwall and Kent. They've been absolutely great. I feel like I'm letting you down, but I'm sorry.
You're not letting us down, Steve. Okay. You turned up today, you didn't let us down. Let's hear it for Steve. Well, I hope your supporters will stay with us for the duration and perhaps lend their support to our standby, who is indeed Gary Towers.
Well, we better re-introduce you to Gary, because you are our highest scoring quarter-finalist. Unfortunately, not the way you wanted to come back, eh?
No, not at all. I would just like everyone to know that I do know Steve Quick as a personal friend. And I'm not just saying these words because of the occasion here tonight, but all the good qualities that are in a man, Steve Quick possesses. And I would like to ask all his family and friends who have come along tonight, on behalf of Steve, to cheer for me. And I will try my best to overcome the Gladiators.
Are you feeling confident?
I wouldn't have put in the application form if I hadn't been confident.
Well, let's see how you get on. All the best, Gary.
Steve's family obviously extremely disappointed. But there's Gary's wife, Valerie, and daughter, Holly.
Well, it's good news for Gary that he's back in the competition, but there's bad news, because he's going to be up against the Shadow!
And Shadow undefeated in this event. There's the Shadow fan club. Oh, where'd he go? Oh, how embarrassing, in front of all your mates and millions of viewers. Well, let's take a look at these impressive stats. And Gary, no little guy himself, although giving away 5 stone and 4 inches.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, Shadow, straight to work, like the blue touch paper, and stand well back. Well, on his first skybike ride, Gary knocked the wolf off, but he's got a tougher task ahead of him this time. And Shadow keeps breaking his equipment. Peter Combat Club just sped past Gary's head. Oh, Shadow, not that comfortable up there. The big fella having a bit of a ride. Gary pleased the bike's going their own way. Time up, gentlemen. Gary picks up 5 points.
What a one to start, Gary. That's a tough one to start.
He was coming in at the deep end. If there was one gladiator I wouldn't like to meet coming in like this, it's Shadow. It says in the book he's the most domineering. Well, I'm telling everyone out there tonight, he is.
Well, there you are. Gary, you got your 5 points anyway. Well done. Well done, Gary. And the second male contender up on the sky bike is Brian.
Brian, first time in this event, giving away 5 inches and roughly 7 stone.
3, 2, 1.
And Shadow's got a new combat club and goes straight to work on breaking it in on Brian's head. And look at his work rate. Oh! Is he going? Going? Gone! Oh, can hardly bear to look at that. My husband all right? Yes, he is.
Well, Brian, just a minute ago I heard Gary giving you a little bit of advice. He said, don't look at him. Did you look at him?
Is he still up there? No, I didn't look at him. I didn't like to hurt him too much on his birthday.
Well, you certainly didn't do that. Came off pretty early. Disappointed with yourself?
Yeah, I felt comfortable, but just a little, as soon as it goes, you've lost it. The balance goes over.
I mean, it sounds like he's hitting very hard. Is it hard? Does he hit hard?
Yeah, it's not very enjoyable, John. You know, you won't like it.
Well done. Well done, Brian.
Shadow celebrates his birthday with a victory walkabout to his own record that he cut with Edwin Starr. Brian Points on 17. Gary takes the lead, adding his 5 points to Steve's previous 13.
Don't go away because there's some real drama here on the Gladiators.
And standing at the foot of the wall at the moment, contemplating it, it's Helen.
Helen, 100% track record in this event, 2 10s.
And she's going to be chased by Jet. Also contemplating the wall, it's Georgina.
Also scored maximum points in her 2 previous climbs.
And she's going to be chased by Zodiac.
Well, as the girls contemplate the wall, let's contemplate Georgina's preparation.
There's not really much you can do to physically prepare yourself more. Mentally, just had quite a bit of rest, and obviously you completely focus on what you're doing, and you go through the events in your mind, how you're going to do them. Even if they won't go that way, you've got to have some idea on what you're going to do. But as soon as they say 3, 2, 1, it's go. Just go for it.
3, 2, 1.
Well, let's go. As it's the semi-final, first to the top picks up 10 points, second to the summit 5, and we've made it tougher by removing some strategic hand grips at the top of the wall. Here comes trouble. And the contenders' high hopes turn to high anxiety as Zodiac and Jet begin their ascent. Jet closing in. She's got Helen's ankle. And Zodiac gets the grip with Georgina. Oh, strips her off the wall. And Jet struggling with Helen. Powerful lady hanging on with both hands to that one grip. Oh, finally yanks her off the wall. Jet maintains that 100% track record in this event. After 4 events, no change to the scores. Georgina 22, Helen 21. Oh, look. A consolation hug for Steve from his wife, Nicola. She knows all the work he put in to get this far. It's back to the wall.
And standing at the foot of it, it's Gary.
He scored 10 points on each of his previous climbs.
And he's going to be chased by the one and only Saracen. Also at the foot of the wall, it's Brian.
Brian previously a 10 and a 5.
And he's going to be chased by the Cobra.
Interestingly enough, Gary's just about to become a father for the second time. Steve's wife is expecting, as is Brian's wife, Michelle. Well, not compulsory on Gladiators, but makes for a family show. Anyway, how does Michelle fancy Brian's chances?
She knows I'm a winner already. She says, don't worry about it, just do it. She believes I can do it, and I'm going to do it for her.
3, 2, 1.
This is all about who gets to the top first, Brian or Gary, and they've both evaded the Gladiators before. But let me set the record straight. Humpty Dumpty didn't fall off the wall. He was pulled down by these fellas. And look at him go. Steve willing his replacement Gary up that wall as he goes over for the 10 points. Gary's wife Valerie and daughter Holly delighted. And here comes Brian for the 5 points.
Gary, you have an absolute cracking time. 10 points, well done.
Thanks very much. That one was for Steve Quick. 10 points. There's no way Saracens going to get me on the wall. Left him for dust. That was for you, Steve.
Well done, Gary.
And Steve well pleased. After 4 events, Brian's on 22. Gary climbs to 28. Event 5 is Hang Tough.
And getting ready to hang tough is Georgina. And she's going to be swinging against lightning. Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
Well, whoever said blondes have more fun was absolutely correct. And Georgina couldn't have drawn a tougher cookie than Lightning. Already in her space. Lightning moving in. Look at that, straight in. Oh, was that a quick flash from Lightning? He misses, but nearly comes away with a souvenir there. Luckily, Georgina's modesty remains intact. Which is more than her grip did. Another one bites the dust. Helen's next, and she's certainly taking Gladiators more seriously.
I remember talking to Sophie before the heat, and we were working out which events we really had to score points on, because we were both really unconfident. I mean, probably not the least cocky, but we were sort of taking it as a joke, and we were just here to have fun, and it was just, couldn't believe we were here, let alone expecting to get anywhere in particular. At least that's how I felt. And we were really pally, and it was just fun. And now it's just serious.
And facing the speed of lightning is Helen! Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
It's swing time for Helen, and not an event she's excelled at previously. 2 fat zeros having been brought down twice. And Lightning homing straight in. And Helen's in the scoring zone, trying to hang on. Here comes Lightning. Oh, she misses. And Helen would be happy just to hang in there. Watch out for the spin. Oh, there it is. It's caught many a contender out, that one. Here she comes. And defending well, but Lightning locks in with the body scissors. Oh, comes down for a landing. And they're not moving. Brother Richard looking concerned. That's Lightning signalling. I think I heard John Anderson calling for some help. Well, let's just see the replay. What did happen there? It looks to me it was all about that landing. The St. John ambulance move in with the Gladiator doctor Richard Sibthorpe, carefully ensuring Helen sustains no further injury.
Slowly, nice and slowly.
Fash releases. Yes, Lightning, she's all right. Lightning's on her feet. Helen's mum, and all she can do is wait. No one's quite sure how serious this is.
Plenty of time, darling. No, she's all right. Just let her relax and get some air in. Just a bit of shock as well. Good.
Calming words there from Fash, not to rush anything. Well, she's moving and she's smiling, and these are encouraging signs. But they'll want to play safe here. Thumbs up.
You let Mum know she's okay? Yeah. Good.
Well, we can look at this from another angle now. Oh, look at that. The legs go straight over the back. Well, she's being stretchered off. As soon as I get some news, I'll let you know. That was Rona, our contender coordinator, informing the family. Well, let's hope Helen can continue, as she's only 1 point behind Georgina after 5 events.
And getting up ready is Gary! And he's going to be swinging against the Wolfman! Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
Well, Gary did well last time out, scored 10 points by reaching the Gladiator platform, so Wolf will have his work cut out. Mind you, Wolf has had a few successes up there. And look at Gary using a lot of space. And they're both going in totally different directions. Looks like Gary trying to work around the Wolf. He's enjoying himself, that's the main thing. spin. And Wolf locks in there with the body scissors. And they go down for a dive. Oh, Wolf gives Gary a hug. Someone must have slipped him a nice pill. Who knows, perhaps he's just a sheep in Wolf's clothing.
And the second contender up against the big bad Wolf is Brian. Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
Last time out, Brian managed to hang tough for 5 points. This event stretching everyone to the limit. And Wolf stretching the rules there, those feet a little high. Oh, Brian upside down. What a mess, what a tangle. It's legs and arms everywhere. Sharing a rig. Oh, look at that! A kick to the head and a headlock. Takes him down. That was nasty. And the arena all booing the Wolf.
It is not permitted to kick. Wolf is disqualified.
Well, that went down well.
Oh, yes. He's not happy at all, Brian. You got your 10 points. Well done.
Thanks, John. Cheers. Not very nice out there.
Let's wrap this up pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. Come on. Brian,
Give me that mic! Now you listen to me. He kicked me first. I couldn't get my legs up because he was in the way. I'm talking. Now I had the mic. Now you listen. He kicked me. The Wolf is the winner. Yeah.
We were just asking if Wolf had taken a nice pill. If he did, the effects wore off quickly. Scores after 5 events. Brian moves into the lead on 32. Gary stays on 28. And there is Gary with daughter Holly. And what a coincidence. Gary, our highest scoring quarter-finalist, a prison officer, taking over from Steve, also a prison officer. Oh, I've just been told we can go down to the physio room now for a live update on Helen's condition.
I wouldn't mind, but I almost won.
Pull straight up.
I wouldn't mind, but I was almost there, wasn't I?
Oh, so well. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
That's what we were going to ask how you were.
Are you okay, we thought you'd been flat.
I feel like you were hurt. I thought, I'll have to stand.
All I could see was your hat. I think it was all that way.
Oh, I'm glad you're fine. You're going to carry on?
Yes.
Good luck.
Oh, good now. Okay, what we're rooting for. Okay. Go for it, though.
See you later.
Thank God for that.
That's good news. She's going to carry on. Mum and brother Richard relieved. They're going to make their way back to the arena. So are we to join Uli.
Right, so here we are, and first up on the suspension bridge, it's Georgina. And she's going to be facing the power of Scorpio. Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
Scorpio and Georgina step out, armed with their hammerheads, and go to it. Oh, it's all over. Georgina sent reeling and takes both hammerheads to the deck with her.
First appearance after her accident. Welcome, Helen.
And this gutsy lady has got a lot of heart, coming back after that terrible fall to go straight on to such a physical event. Remember, the objective is for the contender to cross to the Gladiators platform for the 10 points.
3, 2, 1.
I can hardly bear to look at this. Where does she get the energy? And Scorpio's got her hands full. Helen giving it everything. Tremendous strength from this powerlifter. Nothing phases her. Tremendous comeback for someone who's really taken it in the face. Oh, Oh, look at this. She's moving Scorpio back. Can she do it? I don't believe this. Can she get to Scorpio's platform? She is going to do it. Look at that. Remarkable 10 points. Tremendous performance. Helen, the comeback kid.
Well, Helen, who would have thought it? When you were lying on the mattresses after Hang Tough, I didn't think you'd get up, let alone pick up 10 points.
Thank you. I just knew that I didn't dare try and twist, so I just had to try and push the best I could.
There were times when you were looking very vulnerable indeed, Scorpio. She's a tough fighter.
Oh, yes. You wouldn't believe it. Not, 5 minutes ago, this girl was collapsed on this mat. She is today's hero.
Well done, Helen!
She certainly is. What a recovery. Georgina's on 22, and Helen, the comeback kid, takes the lead on 31. Over to the men.
First up on the men's suspension bridge, it's Gary. And he's going to be facing Saracen. Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
And Gary last time got nowhere. Well, at least he's consistent. Mind the cameraman. Cue those glad hands.
Next up against the one and only Saracen, it's Brian. Over to John Anderson.
3, 2, 1.
Well, Brian yet to make it across this bridge, scoring 0 on both his previous attempts. Oh, this one is no different. Well, I'm sure he only loses to get his mum to do that dance. Scores after 6 events, Gary 28, Brian on 32.
Well, there's only one thing that stands between our contenders and a place in our final next week. It is, of course, the Eliminator. So join us after the break here on Gladiators.
I'm 29 years old. I'm from Dartford, same place as Mick Jagger was born. You know, Mick Jagger. Go and get no thank you, and all that stuff. I was one of 7 children. My daddy was a big, robust kind of guy. He was always lifting weights and things, and that was my first influence in sport. He's a strict disciplinarian as well, which gave me some discipline, which is a quality obviously you need to be a gladiator. But I don't take things too seriously. I think life's too short to be too sensible. I take gladiators seriously, actually, the actual competition, but in between filming and stuff, you know, I like to be pulling silly faces and doing me monkey impressions and things, just to bring in a little bit of levity into the show, or for the other guys, because sometimes things get a bit tense even on our side. You know, when you want to perform well for everybody, you know, things get a bit tense, and I muck about, try and relax everybody.
Well, no time to relax now as we move on to Eliminator. Georgina, everything to make up. But how much did that terrible fall on Hang Tough take out of Helen? She, though, has a 9-point lead over Georgina, which gives her a 4.5-second head start.
Helen, you will go on my first whistle. Georgina, you will go on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
Well, this has been one of the most dramatic shows I can remember, but the drama isn't over yet. This is for a place in the final to meet Gene Clenk, our heavy goods lorry driver. Helen past the rope climb, onto the overhead ladder. What a gutsy woman. Now just across the rolling beam. Oh, she slipped! And she'll have to get up and make her way up there. And here comes Georgina. Can she take advantage? Her mum can't bear to look. She's had enough drama for one day. And as I always say on Eliminator, we've come to expect the unexpected. This story ain't over yet. Georgina down the zip line. This is nail-biting stuff. balance beam. And here comes Helen. Up the travelator. Has she got the power in her legs? Yes, she has. Geronimo, you're in the final. Unbelievable. And this gutsy lady who's been through the wars, here she comes, and she's going to get a round of applause for being a tremendous contender.
Well, Georgina, huge congratulations. You're through to the final.
I'm so happy. Helen, it's got to go to Helen tonight because she was just brilliant. And yeah, big
certainly was.
And personally, I think that out of everybody, Helen was the toughest contender to be against. Both very compatible in strength. I wish you all the well in the future. And
we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Let's hear it for Georgina.
Well, Helen, you look really, really disappointed.
I am. I haven't seen anyone fall off that blasted thing. I've never fallen off that thing. But as I hit it, I thought, this is going to hurt if you twist off here. So I did.
Well, I must say, we've never seen somebody have so many accidents in one show. It's amazing.
Well, you know, if you're going to do it, you've got to do it in style. Let's go the whole hog and mess it all up.
Well, we're sorry to lose you.
Thanks a lot, everyone.
Let's hear it for Helen. Well done, Helen. Well, let's go over to the men's event.
Thank you, Fashion. Brian has a 4-point lead over Gary, which gives him a 2-second head start.
Brian, you will start on my first whistle. Gary, you will start on my second whistle. 3, 2, 1.
For a place in the final against martial arts instructor Phil Norman. This is it, a 2-second lead. And we've seen 15-second leads destroyed on Eliminator. Combination of the handbike and the cargo net that saps their strength for the travelator later on. And of course, Brian lightening up that cargo net last time. Gary's got everything to do. Gary, don't forget, sitting in for Stephen, who bailed out in round 2. Good landing. And Brian has got the balance beam all to himself. Oh, he's off. And now that opens a chance up for Gary to take the lead. And there he goes. Who's got the strength in the legs? This is what counts. The power sapping away from Brian. They've both blown it. Oh, Brian, come on, pump it up, pump it up. Sheer will, courage, determination. That's what you need to get into the finals. Oh, euphoric. And look at Gary. Oh, he says sorry to Stephen. He gave it his best shot.
Brian, congratulations. That was a hard event.
That was the toughest one yet, John. That was the one.
Well, well done. Congratulations.
Cheers, John. Thanks so much.
Well done, Brian.
Well, Gary, it was only a short visit for you here tonight, but you have been with us for some weeks, and once again, I'm going to be very sorry to lose you.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, anything can happen in the Eliminator. I'd absolutely burned myself out catching him. He made a mistake. And when he came to the final run-up, we both folded. But he had a little bit of extra at the end. God bless him. He's in the final, I'm not. I'd like to wish him the best, though, because he's a great guy.
Thank you. Lovely words there. Let's hear it for Gary.
In fact, our final will be in 2 weeks' time. Next week, you can see a celebrity special. Vinnie Jones against Wolf. Don't miss it.